When you're parking on the street on a stat holiday, do you pay or do you just walk away? Well, the City of Toronto says that payment is always required no matter what, even no exemption for a holiday. But Toronto Parking Enforcement is telling us a very different story. It's a story that will surprise and delight many holiday drivers.
No, we direct them not to enforce pay and display in metered parking on statutory holidays.
Toronto Parking Enforcement says their officers are giving you a break on stat holidays like Good Friday. You're in front of a meter. Would you pay for the parking? But drivers we spoke to had no idea and still aren't clear on the rules.
Even on stats, I'll pay the parking meter.
Yeah, just in case, because it's harder to fight a ticket once you get it than to just pay for the parking.
I have no clue, to be honest. I usually only go by what's on the signs.
It's not listed on the parking meters, and if you check online, it's not actually part of the city's parking bylaw. It states that payment for parking is required 365 days a year. However, Toronto police have the discretion as to whether to enforce it. Now, parking officers say it hasn't been enforced on stat holidays for years, and it's not just metered street parking that's getting a pass.
So rush hour routes are not enforced, or any timed areas where it would indicate something to the effect, as an example, like no parking Monday to Friday from 8 to 4 o'clock.
Well, since paid parking isn't being enforced, we asked city officials whether they're looking at changing the bylaw to make it consistent with reality.
I guess the short answer and the unpopular answer is no.
De Beermaker is on the Licensing and Standards Committee. He says paid parking should be enforced not as a cash grab, but to keep up with demand for parking spots.
We have parking regulations for a reason, and that's encourage people to have short trips that might stay half an hour, 2 hours, go get your haircut and leave. Don't stay parked in one spot for 10 hours so that nobody else can get a spot and go get their haircut.
How does the general public know when to pay or when to leave? Well, they don't. The holiday bylaw says enforcement should communicate their intentions through their public communications office. Besides these tweets, there's no official notification that goes out to drivers yet.
So I think moving forward, we'll be issuing media releases prior to any statutory holidays indicating what the exemptions are or not.
Now, it's important to note that drivers can't just park anywhere they want on stat holidays. You still can't park near, let's say, parking or fire hydrants, as well as in no parking zones. Those clear violations will still get you a ticket no matter what day of the year it is.